Poppy Playtime has a language they've been hiding from us, and I'm going to tell you how. The ways the toys communicate with each other has never been confirmed, but we do know they send information to one another. For instance, Dog Day was aware about our alliance with Poppy, suggesting that the toys in Playtime Co. have a way to share updates. Now for toys like Mommy Longlegs and Miss Delight, it's simple because they can talk. But what about mute toys like Huggy Wuggy or PJ Pugapillar? The list goes on. There are several possibilities for how these toys might communicate, with the first one being the use of sound waves beyond human hearing. It's reasonable to assume that the living toys use electronic components as well as organic material. These parts could enhance their functions. The prototype, aka Experiment 1006, has wires embedded into his arms. This suggests that all the toys might have electronic parts. If these toys do have such components, they could use them to modulate frequencies. This way, they can send information through sound waves that only other toys can decode. This could mean that the factory scientists developed a hidden language for the toys. Interestingly, Playtime Co.'s founder, Elliot Ludwig, uses the term ecosystem in one of his speeches.
Our very own ecosystem beneath the surface.
So if he was involved in the Bigger Bodies initiative, this hidden language could be what he was referencing. However, he may not have been, so his wording might not have held any secret meaning after all, but who knows. Nevertheless, if the toys do have a secret language, it could shed some light on one of the prototype's many mysteries. He is known to have the ability to communicate with the toys in Playtime Co. and even manipulate them. An example of this can be found in a loading screen from the spin-off game, Project Playtime, where the prototype can be seen presumably controlling or exploiting Mommy. Perhaps this hidden language is his method for doing so. If this theory holds true, the scientists may have had ways to decode these messages. After all, why create a communication system they couldn't understand? Now, although that theory could be true, it's a bit complex. What if the real way they communicate is actually much simpler? The toys might use graffiti or symbolic messages to speak to each other. In Chapter 3 and its second teaser trailer, we see messages on the walls. These messages seem to be written by Catnap, as he could use his sharp claws to carve them. And the second teaser trailer for Chapter 3 shows a scene implying that he was scratching messages into a wall. Craftycorn could send messages by simply drawing them, given her artistic talent. It might sound far-fetched, but Huggy may even use his sharp teeth to write messages on the walls. It's also possible the toys developed their own language without the knowledge of any humans. This language could be in the form of symbolic markings. However, there are none to be found in the current 3 chapters, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the future chapters hold. We know that the factory is equipped with many technological assets, such as CCTV cameras, as revealed by footage from the Hour of Joy. The factory is also known to have intense security measures, as evident by Laith Pierre's first VHS tape. This implies a high level of technology throughout the building, along with other highly advanced machinery, such as the Make-A-Friend machine. So what if this technological advancement was repurposed for the toys to communicate? They might have been able to access the factory's surveillance network to send and receive information from anywhere in the building. This might have even been how the prototype could forward commands to other experiments so easily. However, this theory seems unlikely since we know that some Bigger Body toys lived in containment cells. This is shown in the restricted restoration tape from Mob Entertainment's YouTube channel, which shows that after getting attacked by the other experiments, a mini Brawn toy made from an employee was locked in a little cell, never to see the light of day again. Another example is from a Chapter 3 VHS tape, which shows Laith Pierre talking to Catnap, referring to him as Theo, since that's the orphan child who was turned into this purple feline.
Theo, nobody's gonna save you. This prison is where you belong.
Being trapped in containment cells, it would be impossible for them to even enter the surveillance system. So instead, the toys may be using hidden sign language to talk to each other. This could also be part of their own self-made language mentioned earlier. Some of the movements they make may appear random or playful, but they could secretly hold a deep message. It's likely they communicate using this method, as it allows them to transfer messages without the scientists having any clue. However, we rarely see multiple toys interact with each other in the current chapters. So what if the random movements we see them make are actually messages to the prototype, who could potentially see the toys' perspectives? For instance, some of Huggy's floppy motion during Chapter 1 may have been him secretly communicating with the prototype. It's known that Huggy has nanny cams in his eyes, discovered by a lower-level employee named Rowan Stoll. The prototype could have been using these nanny cams to see what Huggy was seeing during the first chapter. One of Huggy's arm movements might have been him conveying information to the prototype, even though there's no confirmation that Huggy was or is a follower of the prototype, there's still a very high chance of it. Another possibility is that the toys take advantage of the factory's environment to transfer messages. After 3 whole chapters of navigating through Playtime Co., we are well aware of the large spaces, pipes, and ventilation systems scattered throughout the building, which are perfect for transmitting sound through. So what if some toys whisper or send coded messages through these vents and pipes for other toys to receive? As we navigate through the hallways in Chapter 2, we encounter mysterious whispers emanating from Poppy. She may have been talking to us using this method. We even find her coming out of a vent shortly afterward, lending more evidence to this idea. However, if this truly is how the toys communicate, then what about the toys who can't or don't speak, such as the mini smiling critters? Perhaps they get other toys who can speak to send messages for them. We know that some experiments are friendly with each other, such as Miss Delight and Catnap, as proven by a note found in the school. Therefore, it's definitely not impossible. Anyway, let's now look at some specific experiments more in depth to really understand how they might communicate with their fellow toys. Mommy Longlegs is based on a spider, hence her name and, well, her long legs. She was designed using Playtime Co.'s own elastic plastic, which allows her to be very flexible. This flexibility presumably enables her to move through vents and ducts with ease, allowing her to send and receive sound waves effectively, which is great for communication purposes. Poppy, on the other hand, has unsettlingly realistic eyes. We all know by now that the living toys in the factory were made by humans, so this explains that. However, something still seems off about it. Her glowing eyes seem to indicate infrared or electromagnetic capabilities, which could allow her to send and receive signals to and from other toys anywhere in Playtime Co. And finally, let's take a closer look at the big bad of Poppy Playtime, the most mysterious entity in the factory, the prototype. He's been described as extremely intelligent throughout all 3 chapters. Considering this extraordinary level of intelligence, it's just another example of how Playtime Co. was capable of creating very sophisticated technology. The prototype's ability to manipulate machinery and influence other toys indicates a unique communication capability. He appears to be the most intelligent experiment, so he may have discovered a method to telepathically talk to all the other toys. In the Chapter 3 VHS tape mentioned earlier, Catnap says, "The prototype will save us," seemingly referencing the upcoming Hour of Joy. But how would he know of this when both experiments lived in different areas of the factory? It once again implies a form of telepathic communication. Using his intelligence, the prototype likely generates and manipulates magnetic fields to transmit signals to other toys equipped with magnetic sensors. These signals could contain crucial information. But why would the bigger body toys even have magnetic sensors? Well, the factory is very hazardous, which might be attributed to its 10 years of abandonment. However, considering the shadiness of Playtime Co., it's likely that the factory was always dangerous to navigate. After all, a Project Playtime VHS tape reveals that safety protocols eventually started to get abandoned in the factory.
Safety protocols are being abandoned. Workplace incidents are common.
So these magnetic sensors could have helped toys navigate the building safely, avoiding any hazards. The prototype may have used this to his advantage, using it as the key for him to communicate with all the other experiments in the factory. But anyways, what do you think about the toys secretly communicating with each other? Could they really be using sound waves or symbolic messages to make contact? Or could there be an even deeper form of communication? Let me know some of your theories down in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more Poppy Playtime videos just like this. See you next time.